Howdy, Mike McCoy here. This last week's been kind of stressful. Not real bad, but a little. I had to go meet with my oncologist, my cancer doctor. I meet with him every 3 months. And met with him, and he told me what he wanted to do and everything, so at least I know kind of what's going on. And he put me on some more medicine, which is pills. And I've actually took them before, so I hope they work this time. And up there when I was waiting in the waiting room, God, there's a lot of sick people up there at the cancer center, you know. It's sort of heartbreaking, you know. As a boy come through there, and he was probably in his 30s, I'd say. He was on a walker. Might have weighed 125, 30 pounds. And this the look of determination on his face, you know. There's wheelchairs all over that place there. It's no problem to get a wheelchair. But he's going to use that walker. He wasn't giving up. That says a whole lot about determination, you know. People say, well, the younger generation ain't worth much. I ain't seen that old boy, you know. And I consider 30 to 40 a younger generation, you know. But that impressed me, just to see that kind of determination, you know. And you know, up there, usually the women look like they're about to cry, and the men's got the deer in the headlight look, you know. We're all the same. Pretty much scared to death, but all of us has got determination, or all I've seen have, you know. And this old man sitting beside me, this fella he's old. He was on a walker. They called his name to do blood work. And the way it works, when you go in there, they take blood, and I'm imagine they analyze it or what, and then you go see your doctor and have a conversation with him. And it's about 2:30, and they called him and said, "We're ready for you, Mister Whatever." He said, "Well, I've been sitting here since 2 o'clock." She said, "Yeah, we're running a little late." He said, "Well, yours is just not customer friendly at all." Oh, he was pissed off. And everybody's just sniggering about it. I mean, I'd been there since 15 till 2. And my doctor's notorious for being late. And it's simply because he's that good a doctor. If you need 5 minutes with him, that's fine. If you need 2 hours with him, that's fine too. He knows how stressful this stuff is. And I figure if he's an hour late with me, he's give that hour to somebody that needs it a whole lot worse than I do. And I'll guarantee you there ain't nobody in the world likes to wait any less than I do. I despise waiting, but my doctor, it don't matter. He's that good. Yeah, I feel blessed to have him. And he told me last year, he said, "Mike, don't worry about this cancer." I said, "I'll do that." I said, "That's my job to worry about it. You just worry about running this sawmill in life." And that took a big load off of me, you know. But he's a good guy. Ordered some lumber while I was there, you know. Me and him really gets along good. And him and Mary Ruth, mother, they get along real good. They trade recipes and stuff like that. But got that done. And come home, and I had some of them pills. And I looked at them, and the expiration, it expired. So I called back up there, and I told them, I said, "I thought I had some, but they've expired. You'll just have to call me in a prescription." And we use a pharmacy out here at our local Ingles supermarket, and we have for years. And that's where we buy our groceries. And I mean, I go way back with Ingles. Mother worked for them for a little while. My son actually worked for them driving a truck, and we bought groceries from them for 40 years. And they're local. They started out here in Buncombe County, and I like to see local people do good. And that's why I moved my medicine to them. Well, that's the background now. I go out there to get my prescription. She said, I need to see your insurance card. So I pulled out my Medicare and my supplement card. She said, you ain't got the drug coverage. I said, you sure? She said, yeah. I said, you just don't have it. I said, well, I thought I got it. I said, well, if I ain't got it, I ain't got it. I said, how much is them pills? She said, $187.02. I said, my soul, ain't that a lot of money? She said, that's what it is. And they had me going because I thought I had insurance for them, and then, well, I paid her and come home. I told Mother, I said, I think there's somewhere on the internet that you can order these pills and it's a whole lot cheaper. She said, you be careful, you get something to kill you. I said, well, I'm going to see how much they are. Well, I found the site on the internet, and I typed in the information. It come back $18. I told her, I said, that's got to be some kind of scam. They couldn't be $18 there and $187 here. It just don't work like that. I said, I'm going to call Weaverville Family Pharmacy. It's a little drugstore right in Weaverville. I've thought about using them too, and just ain't. For Ingles is a little more convenient. So I called them and I said, I need to get a price on a drug. And she said what it is, and I spelled the name out for her, for I couldn't pronounce it. It's a generic drug from Casodex, I think. Anyway, it kills the testosterone in your body. So she said, I'll tell you in just a minute. She's gone pretty good. Why don't you come back? And she apologized, said we had 2 or 3 calls. I said, ain't no problem. She said it's $36. I said, now lady, I ain't got no insurance. I ain't wanting to know the copay. She said, no, it's $36 outright. I said, my God, Ingles wanted just charged me $187 for that. She said, well, that's what we get for it. Said, a lot of times we sell stuff a little cheaper because we're a community, small business. I thought hey, something wrong here. So I called Walmart. They've got a pharmacy in the Walmart out here, and I called it. Give them information. Come back on the phone, said $42. I thought, this just ain't right. So I called Ingles back, for I thought they'd just maybe misquoted it or something, made a mistake. And I asked them, I said, what's the price on it? I called that drug out. And she come back and said $187.02. I said, well, how come yours is like 5 times higher than Weaverville Family Pharmacy? And I said, down here at Walmart, it's just $42. I said, how come there's such a big price discrepancy? She said, oh, you'll just have to take that up at corporate. I ain't going to be ripped off. I ain't. I mean, they got me once. And, somebody said, well, it's a free market. They can charge what they want to. Well, pharmaceuticals ain't exactly a free market, for I can't just walk up that window and say I want such and such. I have to get a prescription. I have to go through the proper channels. And, when you're dealing with cancer, sometimes time's kind of important. And that just ain't right. And I personally know the manager there at Ingles. I've sold him probably a couple, $3,000 worth of lumber over the year. And, he goes to church every time the door's open. He's a good Christian man. Well, if his stores are stealing from somebody, he's going to have some explaining to do to the big guy when he crosses over to the other side. For I promise you, I can stand flat-footed in front of God and tell him they ripped me off. And I've done made my mind up. I'll never step foot in another Ingles store as long as I live. And while we bought gas there, we bought our groceries there, there's no telling how many tens of thousands of dollars that I've given them over the years. And to turn around and steal like that, and that's in my mind, that's stealing. they know you've got to have this for it's a matter of life and death. And to just absolutely rip you off like that. And I promise you, if insurance was paying this, insurance wouldn't have paid no $187 for that. It'd probably have paid about $35, $40 at the most. So they're just basically a stealing. And the local media ain't gonna touch it. I called the newspaper and the television. They ain't gonna touch that because Ingles spends tens of thousands of dollars in advertising, and they ain't gonna make them mad. So I got on Facebook and had a big rant about it, and I'm putting it on YouTube. And if you're watching this and you know anybody shops in Ingles, you tell them it's better to watch your pharmaceuticals or they'll get ripped off big time. But that's my rant of the day, you know. Last week's been pretty tough. Ever since the bunion, it's just been sort of blah, you know. Come back from a bunion, one of my best customers, his son had OD'd on opioids and died. And my best friend, his mother-in-law died. And then there's a boy that I know good. I got him to wire in a fuse box in my house on Laurel back in the summer. And it took him a while to do it. And I knew his son was having some problems. His son had kidney cancer. And his son's like 33 years old, got 4 little kids. I mean, you know, just really getting good and started in life. Well, they took his kidney out, and he told me when I paid him for putting the switch box in, that they'd got it on, they'd got him fixed. You could just see the look of relief on his face, and that really tickled me. And then here the other day, he went back, you know, for a checkup, and that cancer's come back, and it's all over his body. He won't make it a year, unless miracle, and miracles do happen, you know, you never know, but it'd take a miracle to fix him. So, you know, it just seemed like a death around every corner. Young people, you know, if it's old people, it don't seem to sting too bad. And like that old boy's son OD'd, you know, most of the time when you're of a dope addict overdosing, it's, well, that's just a nut and gone, you know. But I promise you, his daddy was hurting as bad as anybody I've ever seen. So my heart goes out to his parents. I wish he had made better choices in life. And his daddy told me down at the sawmill, he said that boy could be a millionaire right now if he'd have just wanted it, you know. His daddy's a well-off man, and his daddy would have backed him in anything he wanted to go in if it made sense, you know. So, oh well. And his mama's the one that got me in an appointment with Dr. Messina. I feel really indebted to her for, if you've got cancer, you need a good doctor. And I've got a good, and some of these doctors, I won't let doctor my dog, you know. And stuff like that really bothers me. But at least I know now when the cancer does get me, we've done all we can do. It ain't done a bunch of unnecessary stuff. You know, I don't want to be cut and chemoed and radiated unless it's just absolutely necessary. So that's my thought. Enough of this morbid stuff, you know. Tried to get Wade the other day, tell some kind of corny joke and get that life, but he's too busy a logging and a making money, bragging on his old log truck. Wade's all right, I think a lot of Wade, and I think a lot of all you people on YouTube. Yours is my entertainment, and I enjoy making YouTube, get in front of the camera and just running my mouth. I like to tell tales. I ain't too good at it, but that don't stop me from trying. And I've got one coming up about Christmas. It'll be pretty good. It's kind of like a Thanksgiving one, but different. It's got a whole lot better happy ending to it. So. hope you all do good, prosper, just have good luck.